Welcome to Sharon Creativity and Company. My name is Sharon Cheng, and today I'm going to show you a different technique for making this Starburst sun. The original Starburst technique tutorial I did was for this card. However, this card was for using up scraps, so as you can see, by the time you trim all the edges, you actually end up using up a lot of your paper. For this particular card, because it was for a swap, I needed to be careful with how I used my paper, so I came up with a different way to do it. I start by making a template. The template is 3 by 4 inches, and what I did is I just used what I was going to be the center of the sun, and I drew the lines so that each corner was going to be intact. Then I have a remaining triangle, and I just cut it in half, and I didn't worry too much about where it was. I just alternated sizes a little bit. Then I took my crushed curry paper out of the Regal's color collection, and I cut 2 rectangles that are 3 by 4 inch out of each design of paper. And then because they're two-sided, all I did was I just alternated the light and the dark. And then I just did a dark, a light, a dark, and a light. You're going to cut all 4 pieces at the same time. This actually comes from a quilting technique that I learned way back when I used to quilt more. I then take some clips and I'm clipping the stack of paper so it's less likely to shift when I'm cutting. It's not a big problem if it shifts a little bit. It's a pretty forgiving technique. And all I do is I just use my scissors and I just cut to the point so that I end up with all these little pieces. When you get your pieces, they'll end up looking like this, but they're all going to be in the same order because of the way you cut it. And let me show you what I did to alternate these so that I have something different each time. So in sets of 4, I leave the first one as it is. On the second one, I take the first one and put it to the back. On the third one, I take 2 and put them to the back. And then on the fourth one, I take 3 and put it to the back. Do that all the way around, and the way to double check yourself is it's alternating light to dark, and there is no 2 patterns touching each other that are the same. And that's how I did that. I then took a piece of Tangerine Tango that is cut to 4 7/8 by 3 5/8, and when I put on the corners, I make sure that I line up that corner that we saved with the template on the edge so I know where my borders are. And so what happens is when you use all of your papers, each time you get a slightly different design as far as which paper goes where, but you have the same pattern all the way around, and that is how you come up with your sun. For the technique on how I sponge the sun, watch my next video. Thank you so much for sharing creativity and company with me today. Remember to shop with me to get what you want for your next crafting project.